And hello to all my Sagittarius friends. I'd like to welcome you in. My name is Scott Sagent, and today I'll be doing your free psychic tarot reading for July 2022. Now today they've dialed up for you a storyline spread. It casts a very wide net across the entire spectrum of Sagittarius. It allows me to be quite accurate because we're telling a bunch of little stories. It's like a bunch of mini readings all in one. And there is one story in there that is right for you. There may be multiple stories that do resonate with you. I've had people tell me that quite a bit, but that's for context. At the end of the day, there is one big story that they want you to focus on, and there's going to be a home run in there for you. So which one is it? Let's find out. So if the first couple don't make sense, stick with it and find the one that does, because there will be one. They've also asked that I conclude your reading not only with a rune stone, which I do for all the signs always, but they finally want me to do something extra for Sagittarius. You guys were on a streak here for a long time where they asked for no extra for Saggies for a long time. Something like 6-7 months. I haven't counted recently, but finally that ends today because we're doing a chakra scrub at the end of your reading. So this is looking at your spiritual health for Sagittarius. So find a little extra for Saggies, a little love for Saggies. Let's see. Let's get moving with everything. I have the cards ready to go. They're all pre-shuffled. Save us a bunch of time. I'm going to bring you in right now so you can watch. Go ahead and hit that like button if you're ready to have a great July. And we are on and recording. What I'm doing now, guys, these are my ritual cuts. Basically cut each deck into 3 parts, put them back together in a separate order, and that satisfies the ritual aspect of tarot. And it's the same procedure for personal, private readings. Storylines are very cool also, I must add, because they can talk about anything they want in these. Here's your first 5 cards, base 5. And that's actually going to be the whole thing, guys. Interestingly enough, sometimes the stories are big, sometimes they are simpler. We do have a couple major themes coming out right off the bat. That's actually going to go together as a story, too. Very interesting. And then so it's going to look like this, guys, quite simply enough. We do have a couple inverted, but I'm not going to mess with that quite yet. I'm trying to think of my extra cards. Since we have double majors here, this is going to require a lot of cards for information purposes. Anything that moves off the screen, I will adjust the camera so you guys can see it, so no worries. I think I'm going to do cards for all of these here. Do these as one. Go here, okay. That's what you want there. These cards are good. I got to look at the inverts. We have a lot blocked here, a lot blocked here. This story is good to go. So I'm going to do 2 discards and see if they want these read the way they are or uprighted. This one needs to be uprighted. Now when that happens, the order has to stay the same. Very important in tarot. Over here, this is a 2/3. I'm going to do discard to see there. I think, yeah, I had a feeling that needed to stay the way it is, and it does. So that's the case. We are all ready with the exception of my Oracle Angel cards. Every story gets one of those. This guy here gets that one. This one here, that. And over here, this one. So let me get it in the screen for you so you guys can see everything. Maybe you can already, I'm not sure. I think you can see the big one quite easily. And then our next smaller one, which is right here to the left of my hand. That's a smaller story. And then we got a story all the way over here. Got to angle it like this. And basically to the right of my hand is that last story. So let's get to work, Sagittarius. We are ready, and we need your chakra scrub at the end too. That'll take a little bit of time. So let's get to it. All right, so the storyline. I'm going to start with the little one and kind of move around. We'll save this big one for last. Okay, my Saggies here in the month of July. I got some people here in story 1 that have repeating lessons coming in. This could be work, this could be love. They're letting me know it's kind of probably a split audience. Could be both. There's lessons coming in. They're saying, hey, you're watching this happen. Okay, so you see it happening. It's, you know, either like somebody coming back into your life or a work situation or a circumstance coming back and saying, hey, you know, we want to hire you back. Come on back. So these are kind of like, of course, I'm speculating. You know, I don't know exactly what this is. You know, you got to put the context of your own life into these. These are kind of general ideas that they're trying to get you to, like, you know, light bulb an idea here. Like, oh, that's what they're talking about for me. Okay. So we have learning from your lessons coming back up. So they're going to test you again in the month of July, seeing if you've learned these lessons yet. Has Sagittarius aced this test. What about now? Are they going to pass this time? Or are they going to have to learn it again? We want to pass this course, pass these tests. That's really what we want. So that comes in first. Right behind that, they do bring in brand new love. So this is almost making me feel like, for some of you, there is going to be a brand new opportunity for new love here coming in. And part of the test may be, getting rid of somebody from your past completely. Getting rid of an ex. Maybe there's somebody you're still talking to or seeing or something like that, or have an attachment to that is still eking in. So are you going to let that get in the way of your new love if that comes in like that? Also, you have to be looking for that new love too. Usually it doesn't come knocking on your door, so keep that in mind. They do show unfinished symphony. So just because this is good love energy, and especially if you learn from your lessons, good love energy, they're letting you know that this is unfinished. So this is maybe just the very start. It doesn't mean that you just you went on a few dates and now you're ready. This is your person. Okay, when are we going to get engaged? All these things. No, this is saying that this is a very probably early stage deal. We have unfinished symphony, so there is much more work to be done here. I don't know if they're talking about the lessons part or if they're talking about the new love, but we have overwhelming new love flowing here, and a lot of you are actually hearing things too. So you're hearing things, maybe even some of you, are hearing about, so-and-so just became single, would you be interested in them? Something like that. It's when we have the audio part coming in, you never know really if it's somebody telling you, if you're hearing it, just kind of from gossip or kind of where it comes from. But that's story one, guys. Interesting story. Probably not most of my audience, but interesting nonetheless. Over here, the next story they show, these are for my Sagittariuses here that really need to start taking greater pride of finances or health. When I have Pentacles come in and I have double Pentacles here, their Pentacles are a coin, but it can also be health. So it's coin like money, but it can also be health. So if this is you here in story 2 at all, keep that in mind. You may be over here in 3, but if you're neglecting one of the two, you haven't taken the greatest pride in your finances, you kind of let it go, or kind of the same thing with your health. You kind of neglected your health, haven't really been working out, haven't been eating right. This could very well be your story. Let's continue. That's the kind of the trigger point, the attachment point. The thing they show next to that is getting over some in other decks, this is my heartbreak card, or this is actually it's a heart, but it's actually the hoarder card. That one always throws me off, especially inverted. So here they show actually keeping something in. So there's something that needs to be kept in here that you might have thought about letting go of, that they're saying, hold on, actually don't let that go. And this is something close to your heart, which is why the heart is pictured. So it's not heartbreak, it's just something close to your heart. Now this may be something from heartbreak that caused you heartbreak, but I don't think so. I think it's more about the sentimental, emotional attachment here. Some finances there, or actually physical belongings too comes up. So that is something worth hanging on to. So if you're going to hang on to this, it's almost like you can't neglect it if you're going to hang on to it. So if it's material possessions, like let's say like a furniture set, and you just got it stashed in the garage, it's just going to warp. It's just going to get old and nasty, and it's full of spider webs and all these things. So I'm just giving you the example so you know how to attach this for yourself. But that is the vibe of what comes up here. It's like you really need, if you're going to hang on to something, you can't let it go, so keep that in mind. Next thing they show here is a message coming in very early in July that has to do with this story. And this has to do with your people, guys. So they didn't come out and say like love and family corner, but this is your tribe, is what they gave me in the Oracle Angel card. So these are your folks. These are your people. This is your group. So whether it's like your clique, or whether it's your family circle, or what circle this is, that's what's coming up here in this story. So maybe even that's the way out. Maybe they can help you with something like this. If it's like a project you have to do, like let me give you an example of like clearing out an entire garage. Maybe your garage has just gone to crap and you just got a bunch of stuff in there. You got to get rid of a whole bunch of it or something like that. Maybe your close friends can help you get out of this here. And but there is something worth keeping and holding on to too. So there is kind of a dualistic aspect, as you can see here. I'm kind of like talking one side and then I'm devil's advocating like the other side too. So that's what's going on here. It's like you either got to take care of this stuff if you're going to keep it and use it, or you got to get rid of it and purge it. It's like it makes me feel like a hobby collection where if you got like a figurine set or something like that, if you don't have it poised and positioned in a nice place or a nice, curio cabinet or on display in your house, and instead it's in a cardboard box in the garage, well, what's the point of keeping it then? It's like it's not doing any good in there. Nobody sees it. Nobody even knows it's there except for you, which most of the time you probably forget it's even there too, something like that. So that's very much the vibe of what's going on here. So message comes in early in July there in regards to that. Now let's do your moon cycles, because we got a lot of moon cycle stuff going on all over the place here, guys. Sagittarius moon cycles are going to be big deal for you guys. First thing that comes in is July 13th. I like to give you guys the moon cycles every single month, so you know it's coming. July 13th is that full moon. That is the best time to get anything out of your life that doesn't fit. Now, we did talk about a lesson from the past there. Could be for some of you there in story 1 that you got to get rid of somebody or something from the past there. And it doesn't, using the moon cycles, it doesn't have to be exactly on the 13th. It can be anytime right around the middle of the month. And it doesn't have to be about anything we talked about either. This could be about anything you want. This could be about getting rid of old habits, getting rid of emotional baggage, just like we've talked about over here, cleaning out some stuff. If you're not going to take care of it, get it out. So I would line this kind of stuff up here in story 2 with that full moon energy, because that's the garbage truck of the universe energy. Get it out, put it out to the street, let the garbage men take it away. That's what the full moon does for you. That comes in on the 13th, guys. Adversely, we haven't talked about new moon energy yet. I think we might be getting into that over here in 3, but the new moon comes in a couple times here into the month. It really prominates the most very, very late in July, but it ekes in a little bit toward the beginning of July from June. It's kind of a carryover, but I want you guys to focus the most on July 28th. This is the end of the month. This is the best time to bring anything brand new into your life. We talked about that new love. I would push toward attracting that. Let me say let's say you're single and you want to change that. Hey, I want to find a good person for me. The end of July is when I'd put myself out there. That would be a good target time to start. Good starting point to launch. Okay, using that new moon energy. And the same thing applies to if you're trying to get a promotion, you're trying to get a new job, you're trying to start a new health kick, you're trying to start a new diet. Doesn't matter what it is. If it's brand new, it is much better placed under the new moon. If you try to place it anywhere else, you can still do it. You can still willpower yourself through it, but it will be a lot more difficult to do so. People usually cheat on diets and exercise and stuff like that, adverse to the new moon, usually more toward the full moon era. So things to pay attention to, things to consider. You don't have to live your life by it, but it makes things go a little smoother. If there's certain events you can line up to it. I've put together a moon cycle cheat sheet for you guys to make this whole thing a lot easier to understand. That is on the website, scottsagent.com. It is parked under my videos page. That's where you can find that and check that out. It explains how you can line these things up and just make things go a little smoother. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. While you're at the website, make sure you're signed up for the newsletter. The newsletter program is one of the best things I have going, guys, because signing up for it, you get a couple free readings every single year just by signing up for it. I take really good care of my newsletter people. They get to test my new products and all kinds of great stuff. I only send one newsletter email every single month. It's just for updates and promo codes, save you guys money on readings, stuff like that. Speaking of readings, I just launched a brand new product. Very proud of you guys. Will love it if you haven't checked it out yet. It is the Health or Chakra Scrub. That is a 2-part product. It either talks about your physical health, and it kind of goes through the different parts there, or your spiritual health, which is more chakra type stuff. See what chakras are kicking, what need a little work, what needs a little tweaking and adjustment. So physical and spiritual, whichever you prefer, it's the same product. And that is an audio product. It's part of the bite-sized readings that I offer. So it is very affordable. It's very convenient. You don't even have to be there for the reading at all. I just use your birth date. That attaches to your energy specifically. We're not using any of the Sagittarius bubble energy that we have here that we're working with. General readings are great. They serve their purpose, but at the end of the day, nothing beats personalization, and all of my products are personalized. I do no general paid readings whatsoever. So that information is extremely accurate. Worth checking out, guys, that Health or Chakra Scrub. Let's move on to your story 3. Story 3, a big one here. We have the star card coming in first. This is stuff that is driven by fate, destiny, things that have momentum, wish fulfillment. It's my wish fulfillment card. They do show 2 people here that are intertwined. So that may be part of your wish. Maybe you've been wishing for, when am I going to find my person? When am I going to meet somebody that's worth a darn? That's what I say all the time. So that could very well be coming to fruition in the month of July. Again, if you're not going to put yourself out there, you probably won't find it. And that's okay if you choose not to, too. You don't have to go with any of this stuff. Maybe you like being single. Maybe you choose, you know what, I'm just going to work on me for a little bit longer. That's just fine. There is nothing wrong with that at all. The other thing they show here is the I have a Page of Cups inverted, so this is a love message coming in later in the month. We just talked about this, guys, about how if you're trying to put yourself out there and change your single status and all these things, meet somebody great, end of the month using the new moon is a much better timing for it. They're reminding you to do that here. It's like this wish fulfillment thing applies later in the month. It doesn't hit July 1 or July 12. This is like after the full moon, so July 14th through the end of the month, somewhere in there. So very important to understand the timing there, and you can use that to your benefit too. This is just really good, guys. We have the Sun card coming in. This is golden energy. I mean, I got to give the Sagittarius all the golden energy here. Golden everywhere. 4th of July, golden. This is just a golden firework of boom. Wonderful energy. Top tarot card in the deck. It's not even inverted. There's nothing blocking it. It's coming in clear here in story 3, guys. Oh man, I hope this is your story. Even if it's not, I hope it is. They do show action going on with your mindset. So you guys are making decisions here. It doesn't mean that you're actually doing the physical thing. Let me go back to, dating. You may have met somebody late July, put yourself out there. Doesn't mean you're dating yet, but you made the decision, right? So there's mental action going on in story 3, even if this has nothing to do with love. Guys, I'm just throwing it out there that, all these energies, the same applies, the context, just change it to love. If they didn't come out and tell me any specific area, I lean the most toward love because I have a lot of cups, and cups are the emotional suit. So we're talking about emotional attachment over here. Doesn't mean it cannot be work, because it certainly could be. Some of you are definitely emotionally attached to work, and there's some gym rats, of course. If you're on a health kick, that is a major part of emotional attachment for you. So there's different things that this can be read with. So that's why finding the context to general readings is so huge, guys. So we have that action, making up your mind about something. Doesn't mean you pull the trigger, but you decided. That's good. They want you to decide, okay? So that's the advice also. We have the last thing here is it's showing unsuccessful emotionally here, but that just makes me feel like right now. Like not forever, but, maybe through most of July. It's unsuccessful. But then when you get to the end, it's like, boom, like that firework I just described, right? They do show time for a nap too, so that's an interesting way to put it. It's almost like you're just tired of this. You're tired of something. You're tired of whatever these lessons that you've been going through if you're in story 1. But story 3 here, they're saying time for a nap. So make sure that you rest in the month of July. Don't work yourself to death. Don't work so hard on trying to find a partner. To a certain point, you have to do your part, but you don't want to overextend. You don't want to go too hard in the paint. So this is the kind of stuff where they bring up time for a nap. So make sure that you have enough downtime to recharge your batteries in life, because that's very important to do so. So very interesting things there all around. So let's get into your rune stone right now. 3 very potent stories, I must say. Sagittarius, you guys just never let me down. All right, so here we go. Sagittarius for the month of July is this guy right here. I believe I'm holding it correctly. That one. So this, interestingly enough, I mean, I have to laugh because you almost can't write it up any better than this. This is the runestone for possessions, things that you have, physical possessions. We just talked about that immensely in story number 2. And, possessions can come up in the other stories as well, but that just seems like a major, pretty much a driver for Sagittarius. You got some stuff that they want you to work out. And I mean physical things like belongings that they want you to figure out, are you going to keep this? Are you going to let it go? It's almost like garage sale energy, really. That is a big driver for, I would say, the whole sign. Even though they just really focused on one story about that, that can be a carryover deal where, a lot of Sagittariuses are being affected by that, and they had to use those cards here to tell a story, but really it's kind of everybody, and they showed us that with the runestone. Interesting how that works. So let's get into your chakra scrub, guys. I do need to reshuffle these cards very, very fast. Probably going to do that on camera. I don't think I need to cut away. It's just a pretty quick shuffle process. And I need to do that with both of these decks here. So the chakra scrub is just like I mentioned in that health or chakra scrub, that new product. You guys are getting a little taste of it here for the general for Sagittarius with the chakra scrub. And if it's something that interests you, you can check out that product, and that way it'll be all about you, which is much more accurate than this could ever be. And even after we look at your chakra, your spiritual health, maybe you want to know about physical health. That's what that product does also. You get a choice. Physical health, spiritual health, all that good stuff. Wonderful reviews on it as well. All right, so these cards are almost ready. I'm going to give them one more spin through. ready to go. Sometimes I cut out for the shuffling, but this is not a set where I use too many cards, so the shuffle process is pretty quick, and we'll get you guys to where you need to be. So we're ready right now. Let's do the ritual cuts and roll it. Cutting them into thirds, putting them back together. Then they're ready to go. That's ready. This is ready. Here we go with the chakra scrub. Now, when I pull these cards, I go top to bottom. When I read them, it may be a different order, but here we go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, get over there, 6 and 7. Okay, guys. Checking the inverts. We got 1, 2, 3, not enough to matter. That's good. A couple Oracle Angel cards are needed. We got one here and here. We're ready to go. It doesn't really matter where I start. We're kind of equally distributed. I'm going to start at the bottom. So this is your root chakra, guys. This is showing a little bit bored or discontent. This is your ability to be grounded, your connection to earth plane, spirit and earth world connection there through the base of your spine. The color red there. So grounding. You got to find something to get interested in here. And the best way to do that, I always tell people, the best way to ground is to go out in nature. Wherever geographically you are located, go get out in nature and go get into nature. You know, go on a hike a mountain. If you're near a beach, go to the beach, get your feet in the sand, go hug a tree. If you're in a forest, you know, it doesn't matter where you are, there's some kind of nature around you. And go to the lake, you know, all these things. Very grounding. And even if you're not around it at all, I would recommend like a hot tub, a jacuzzi, maybe a long, nice bath, and get this recharge. But you got to find something to get interested in here. It's a little bit bored, so that therefore it's neglected. Okay, so you can also wear the color red too. That also helps. Moving on up in the orange here, this is your emotional center. Great authority going on. You guys have pretty darn good control of your emotions, despite all that love stuff that we did talk about there in the different stories. And it's probably because it's moving in a good direction. If it was not moving in a good direction, maybe your emotional orange here would be a little bit more kinked up, but it's not. We have the God card and Tarot, the Emperor. They're saying that it is changing though. So there is kind of a hurricane of wind coming through here and sweeping this emotional shift for you guys. And I believe, based on what we've read so far, that this shift is going to be very good for a lot of Sagittariuses. Again, not worried about it. Let's move up. Into your yellow here, this could use some work. This is willpower. We have some nurturing needed in the love corner. A lot of you guys need to use more willpower with your family and loved ones. Don't let them kind of run over you. Don't let them rule the roost. You got to kind of nurture this a little bit more, which basically means it needs more energy. Okay, so this coming in is your yellow, your willpower. You also may have a little bit of a hard time willing yourself to do certain things in the month of July, but you can overcome that with perseverance and a little effort. Okay, so stay strong. As we move up here into heart, we have a brand new beginning coming in with health, but it's blocked, and this is spiritual health. So this is just your ability to love and show devotion and show like compassion for others, all these kind of things. It's such a good card. It's just blocked. It's just coming in a little kinked up. So whatever reason, and that's probably part of the emotional pull in story 3 that we talked about here, guys, is getting these things straightened out so that this energy can just kick pure, because it's very good, peaceful energy. You guys are almost there. So the heart could use a little bit of work too. Moving on up here, this up here is your throat. This needs some nurturing, especially with work. A lot of you need to voice yourself or express yourself better at work, in the workplace. I have a guided meditation on this chakra. This is the Vishuddha throat chakra. I will link that in the description in case that's something that you're interested in working on and getting this chakra opened up more. Eventually I'm going to have a guided meditation for all of them, but that was the first one I did. And that is something that you guys are calling for a need to do here in regards to the workplace. So keep that in mind, guys, as you do that. It's just a 20-minute thing. It's very simple. As long as you got headphones, that's really the key to that, because it does use hemisync technology, very advanced stuff. If you don't have headphones, it just won't work as well. Moving on up here, this is your third eye, guys. Lessons from the past, moving forward with lessons. Not really sure where they're going with that one, to be quite honest with you. Maybe some of you are not really using third eye very much, meditative stuff. Maybe you should use it more. That's kind of what I get from it. It kind of just feels like it's cyclical. It's like, it almost feels to me like you mean to do it. I plan to meditate, a couple times a week, and then the week goes by and it's like, oh crap, I forgot to meditate. I didn't do that at all. Maybe it has to do with yoga too. It's a very third eye type deal. So maybe I plan to do yoga couple times, once a week or whatever the frequency is, and then you just forget, or just life passes you by. So that's kind of what they show there. So you might want to get on track with that. It's not really off kilter, it's just not really doing much. When we get to the top here, your crown is very, very good. Very good crown chakra. They are reminding you that all that glitters is not gold, though. So that's saying that, not everything is what it looks like, okay? Something might look like it's gold, but actually be like, a piece of coal or something different, basically not how it appears, like somebody wearing a mask, okay? So crown chakra stuff, it's showing the Lover's card. So you're very well connected to the higher planes, the lunar, the solar, the spatial, radiation, the higher planes. I think I said that twice. Anyway, all that stuff, you guys are really good kicking there. So use that to kind of see through the illusion of certain events. You can use that to your benefit. The moon cycle should help you. You guys are kicking so good that like the moon cycles, you're just like pros at that kind of stuff. All you got to do is use it. It's just a choice, just like anything else. You may choose just to, free float through life, hit the cruise control button and not do moon cycle stuff at all. And that's fine if you do. But they're just saying that yours is just so well connected to the higher planes. It's just like you could make such a wonderful, wonderful set for yourself with just a little effort. It doesn't even take much to attract certain things and to bring it in and, get things out too. It works both ways. So that is the entire chakra scrub, guys. Very good reading altogether. I liked it. I liked it for Sagittarius. And like I said, for the first time in a while, you guys have had extra. So that is the entire reading, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please remember to like and subscribe so you see the future videos. And that's it for me. Have a great July.